Now, local news that matters. This is CBS 17 News.
Police say a shoplifter at Crabtree Valley Mall had to be rescued tonight from the creek that runs behind the mall.
Tonight's rain caused Crabtree Creek to rise and the water is moving quickly. Police tell us the shoplifting suspect ran from security and ended up in the water. That person then needed assistance getting out and they were arrested. We are told he hit up several stores. The exact charges are still pending. A second suspect was also arrested.
Many local businesses struggled during the pandemic, and now, despite inflation, a lot of them say they're seeing an uptick in people walking through the doors.
Yeah, CBS 17's Mariah Ellis is live, learning why more people might be heading out and the impact that it's having.
Reporting in Raleigh, Mariah Ellis, CBS 17 News.
A lot of great costumes at GalaxyCon, too.
Definitely. Thanks, Mariah. Potential homeowners are wondering what kind of impact the Federal Reserve's latest interest rate hike will have on the Triangle housing market. Builders are also keeping tabs on it. Economists say the goal of these interest rate hikes is to slow inflation. North Carolina Home Builders Association President Wes Carroll says the increase gives builders more stability when it comes to building prices and the costs handed down to the buyer.
We're now able to better forecast when we're starting a home what the cost is going to be in that home, whereas 6 and 8 months ago we really didn't know till we almost had the home built.
In some markets, the rate increases are causing sales to drop, but economists say that's not really happening in the Triangle because buyers here tend to make higher salaries. Raleigh will begin implementing new security rules in some city buildings starting tomorrow.
Yeah, sign-in sheets will be replaced with a metal detector at the Raleigh Municipal Building, One Exchange Plaza, and 310 West Martin. No weapons will be allowed. That includes pocket knives. All bags must be checked as well. Councilman Jonathan Melton says the goal for the rules is to create a safer environment.
It was always surprising to me since I've been on city council that our city buildings, particularly the Raleigh Municipal Building, where we hold a lot of our meetings and where a lot of members of the public come down there to do city business, that there was no security screening there.
Now, that's not the only update the city's making to its building rules. From now on, signs can't be bigger than 18 by 18 inches. Councilmember David Cox says he favors the new security measures, but questions the signage change.
I'm looking at my iPad, and you're really going to be limited to a sign that's roughly that size. I mean, by the time you put a message on there, it won't even be readable.
The previous sign limit was 3 feet by 3 feet, but some argued that signs that large became a distraction. The next city council meeting with public comment is scheduled for August 16th at 1 p.m. A man from Robeson County is now under arrest, charged with starting a fire at a Fayetteville hotel. Police say surveillance video shows 44-year-old Michael Dunham going into a room several times at the Royal Inn while the fire burned, and there was no attempt to put it out. About 50 people had to be evacuated shortly before 4:30 Saturday morning. No one was hurt. Dunham is being held on bond. He is due in court tomorrow. A 17-year-old in Goldsboro is charged with possession of a weapon of mass destruction. Police say they saw a suspicious vehicle, and when they went to approach, the driver ran. But they say they found a 17-year-old in the back seat. And they say they also found 197 grams of marijuana, 48 dosage units of MDMA, drug paraphernalia, and 2 handguns. One of those was reported stolen from High Point. The other one had an auto sear device that converts Glock handguns into fully automatic weapons. The FAA and NTSB are investigating after a man jumped or fell out of a plane without a parachute and died.
Yeah, that man has been identified as 23-year-old Charles Crooks. He spoke to his father, who shared these photos with us. His dad told us his son was an experienced pilot. Authorities say he was a co-pilot on a small cargo plane Friday when he experienced trouble. One of the pilots can be heard telling air traffic control they lost the wheel while trying to land at another location. By the time the plane made an emergency landing at RDU, Crooks was no longer on board. The pilot who landed the plane was taken to the hospital with minor injuries. First responders found Crooks' body in the Sonoma Springs neighborhood in Fuquay Varina. There's still a lot to learn about this. We'll bring you updates as soon as we get them. DOT crews are closing a section of I-440 at Western Boulevard tonight. They are working to repair damage caused by a large truck that hit the bridge's underside Friday afternoon. Raleigh police officers will be on duty there until the repairs are complete. This is the third night for the closure. And union workers at Goodyear have reached a tentative agreement with the company. The previous 5-year contract expired Friday night. Employees were pushing for better pay and better health benefits, as well as an increased company contribution to the 401k pension plan. A final vote on the contract is expected this week. The plant employs 2,900 people. Once approved, this new agreement would last 4 years.
A team of scientists at Duke is studying a new way that could prevent COVID-19 no matter how the virus mutates. I spoke with the lead researcher about how it works. Now, if this ultimately proves to be safe and effective in people, Dr. Wong says it could help people who are immune compromised and don't respond well to vaccines. It could also add an extra layer of protection.
Definitely interesting stuff. Thanks for that story, Maggie. Community spread of COVID-19 is increasing here in North Carolina. The CDC's updated map shows 61 counties across the state are in the orange, and that is the worst level of spread. The surge is being driven by the BA.5 Omicron variant. The CDC advises people in counties in the orange to wear masks indoors, including in K-12 schools, regardless of vaccination status.
And President Biden will keep on working from the executive residence after testing positive for COVID-19 for the second time. This appears to be a rare case of rebound following treatment with the antiviral drug Paxlovid. The president is once again isolating for at least 5 days in accordance with CDC guidelines. Coming up, why there is outrage in the nation's capital over a bill to provide health care to veterans suffering from toxic burn pit exposure. Rachel?
Yeah, and we're still tracking a few showers and really one strong thunderstorm that has.
And lawmakers defend their latest push to tame inflation. The arguments for and against the bill up next.
We are just 100 days away from the midterm elections.
Yeah, and Democrats are hoping a sweeping spending package will stop Republicans' plans to regain control of Congress. Serena Marshall has the latest on the Inflation Reduction Act.
President Biden took to Twitter.
Here in North Carolina, there are new developments involving the Green Party. The State Board of Elections recently refused to allow the party's candidates on the ballot this year. They questioned the validity of signatures gathered to become a recognized party. The Green Party then filed a challenge in court. The State Board is meeting to discuss the next steps tomorrow. There is growing outrage after a bill to help about 3.5 million veterans exposed to toxic military burn pits after it was blocked in the Senate. Yeah, 41 Republican senators voted last week to stall the bill, but another procedural vote could happen tomorrow. The bill would cost an estimated $180 billion over the first 4 years, expanding health care and disability benefits for nearly 24 illnesses linked to toxic smoke. Army veteran Mark Jackson was exposed to military burn pits in Afghanistan. He has a long list of medical issues, including anemia, osteoporosis, and thyroid disorder.
The ash from the burn pit would fall kind of like snow onto the tents, and of course onto your skin and into your eyes. I don't care if it costs twice as much as the wars that we fought, because they need to budget for the peace, just like they budget for the war.
Now, here's where the frustration comes in. In June, the bill had bipartisan support, but last week, 25 Senate Republicans changed their vote to no, raising concerns over how the money was budgeted. Veterans advocates are calling on Congress not to leave Washington until the legislation is passed. NBA legend Bill Russell has died at the age of 88. Russell anchored a Boston Celtics dynasty that won 11 titles in 13 years. His last two were as the first black head coach in any major U.S. sport. Russell was a Hall of Famer, a 5-time MVP, and a 12-time All-Star. He also marched for civil rights with Martin Luther King and stood with boxer Muhammad Ali when he refused military induction. President Obama presented Russell with the Presidential Medal of Freedom back in 2011. And Nichelle Nichols, who broke barriers for black women in Hollywood, has died at the age of 89. Her son says she died of natural causes. Her role in the original Star Trek series as Lieutenant Uhura broke stereotypes that had limited black women to acting roles as servants and included an interracial on-screen kiss with co-star William Shatner that was unheard of at the time. All right, so we had rain,
tornado warnings.
Yeah, and some steamy weather too, Rachel.
Yeah, we had a little bit of everything. We were hot, we were humid, we had strong to severe.
All right, thanks, Rachel. How is it almost August? And hitting the rink coming up, this popular Raleigh attraction is coming back. When you can get tickets and why you might not want to wait.
I'm Nate Burleson. Monday on CBS Mornings, we're launching a new series called Mornings Mixtape. It takes a look at musical artists who have stood the test of time and created songs you can't get out of your head. First up, superstar LeAnn Rimes. That's Monday on CBS Mornings.
A local high school athlete is getting quite the recognition.
Swimmer Claire Curzan was named the High School Girls Athlete of the Year.
And the winner is Claire Curzan from Cardinal Gibbons High School.
The USA Today High School Sports Awards were presented tonight. Those celebrate the country's best student athletes. Curzan competed in the Tokyo Olympics, earning silver as part of the 4x100 relay team. She just graduated from Cardinal Gibbons and will attend Stanford this fall. Congratulations. Well, pack your bags. Nonstop flights to Paris are set to resume tomorrow. There are flights 5 days a week. It's also RDU's 6th international nonstop destination. There are already flights to London, Iceland, Montreal, Toronto, and Cancun. The new flights come as passenger traffic reaches 83% of pre-pandemic levels. And Raleigh's outdoor ice skating rink is returning to Red Hat Amphitheater this November. Tickets go on sale tomorrow. The rink will feature extended operating hours through January 16th, as well as special programming on select nights. Pricing will remain the same, $11 to skate, $6 for non-skaters. Tickets are available in 2-hour time slots, and advanced purchasing is strongly encouraged. More than 16,000 people visited the rink last year. Tickets go on sale tomorrow morning at 10.
Got to start your Christmas shopping.
Got to start your Christmas shopping. I hope people would like to pay to watch me fall all over the ice.
In July, right?
Right?
All right. Thank you for watching. Sunday Night Overtime is coming your way next.
See you next week.